Welcome to the Best Bulls Ranch. Puppies, puppy care, puppy age comparison, our 4-step process to dealing with sick dogs, and how to prevent sickness, and so much more. Season 2, episode 29, let's go. So one, caring for puppies is a lot of work, and if you're on the breeder level, like at a young age, it's a ton of work. I don't recommend to anyone having a litter of puppies unless you are super devoted and you do all your research and you have a team behind you and all that stuff. I mean by team is like, a vet, a breeder that can help you, experienced people, all that stuff. Puppies are a lot of work at a young age. Getting a puppy is a lot of work too. And you're normally going to get a puppy 8 weeks and older, between 8 and 12 weeks. And they are a lot of work, but done right, puppies are not as much as people think. And if done right, will make your life a lot easier in the long run. Meaning, when you first get a puppy, 8-week-old puppy, I recommend getting 8 to 10 week old so you can establish the things you want done as far as potty training, as far as behavior. The younger they are, the easier they are to teach, easier are they to mold. And 1 week of potty training to for me, my experience, especially like well-bred bulldogs, 1 week of potty training, they're already potty trained. But get a dog at 12, 16 weeks that hasn't been dealt with right. Now you're looking at weeks, maybe months of potty training because there's so much potty training has been done bad. So when you first get a little puppy, like a puppy like this, I recommend that you make sure you have time, whether it's, come on baby, come down. Whether you have time, whether it's you or other people in your family, they're gonna have time to socialize the puppy, acclimate the puppy, train the puppy, which is very important. Because training a puppy, a well-trained dog is gonna lead to a better behaved dog, a happier owner, a better pet, less pets at the pound, all those things. So it's very, very important to train the dogs. And dogs like systems too. They're pack animals. They're used to that. They're known for that, and that's what they actually crave. And my disclaimer, like I said a little bit earlier in the video, is I never recommend anyone to breed dogs. I was gonna cut our nails. I never recommend anyone to breed dogs unless you're super devoted to it. You do your research. All those things are extremely important, and it shouldn't be taken as a game, because too often, like if you have a litter of puppies and you don't know what you're doing, you do stupid things, meaning like ignorant things you didn't know, you could potentially kill all the puppies, which is really sad. So just make sure you take it very seriously if you ever decide to do it. And now, let's say you do decide to breed puppies, 2 things that kill puppies the fastest. And one, before I say that, if you're ever going to breed puppies, you should always get in touch with an experienced breeder that can help you out and sort of guide you throughout the way, whether it's you have the male and the female and you just need their help, or you're going to use a stud and you want to get from an experienced stud owner that can help you and guide you throughout the puppy process as well too. But as far as 2 things that kill the puppies the fastest, and I found this so many times, and people call me and say, why this happened? I'm like, man, I wish you would have called me before, which is heat and feeding. And I'm talking about young puppies, like puppies that are just born 1 week old. What's up, baby? Heat and feeding. Too often people will, all the dogs want to lick this thing. I'm gonna put this girl back. Heat and feeding, be right back. Heat and feeding. If you overheat the dog, a dog can die a lot faster than being a little bit too cold. And what people do when they first have newborn puppies, 1 week old puppies, 2 week old puppies, is they'll put them in incubators, and it'll be too hot, and they're trying to dictate the exact temperature the dog should be, and not allowing any differentiations, which is horrible. Nature's smart, and even now with human average body temperature, I think, is like 99.1 to 97.8 or something like that. It used to be like 98.6, but now there's a big variation because different people have different natural body temperatures. Same thing with dogs. So you don't want to keep the temperature at 98.6 the whole time. What you do is you will have certain areas where they can warm up to like, for example, a heating pad, not on super high but medium. And then you want to have areas where they can get completely away from the heat. So whether that's an incubator, whether it's a box, whatever, they need to have an area where they can move. The puppies are smart. Even at 1 hour old, if they're cold, they will go to a hot spot. If they're hot, they will go to a cool spot. And if you notice that all the puppies are always on the hot spot might not be warm enough. So let's warm it up a little bit, whether you're using a light, a lamp, a heating pad, or both. If they're always on the cool spot, okay, the box, the area, way too warm, let's cool it down. So common sense, most important. And number 2 on how to kill puppies the fastest, newborn puppies, is overfeeding them. And not really, it's just feeding. Too often people supplement their puppies and it'll kill them, it'll aspirate them. They either do a tube feeding, they either do tube feeding, which is extremely dangerous, they overdo it, put it down the wrong hole, or they use nipples that allow flow to go too fast and the dog will suck it down their throat. 1 drop of liquid in a dog's lungs, aspiration, pneumonia, can kill the puppy. The 2 most dangerous things with 8-week to 12-week-old puppies, your new baby puppy that you get, two big things. 1, dropping. I've had too many stories of people letting their kids pick up puppies. And when a puppy, a Bulldog puppy specifically, 8 weeks, 9 weeks old, is a very heavy, thick, blocky dog for its size, dropped from 5 feet, can kill the dog, can break the dog's neck, can do all kinds of bad things. They're not meant to drop. And notice how I never let Leah pick the puppies up. I'm very certain that she wants to always pick the puppies up like we do. She sees me pick the puppy up. But, Leah, you cannot hold the puppy. No, chill. Good. This is Pump right here. Also super important when you have puppies to make sure that they don't pick on each other. Sometimes, like for example, they're different layers. So Pump, the French Bulldog, he picks on them, so I would never leave him with them. So that's very, very dangerous. And then the other thing, big thing, horror stories you hear is Parvo. You have to be very careful with Parvo. When you have a puppy that doesn't have all its shots, even if the dog has all its shots, you want to be very careful at the vet's office, going to the vet, never putting it down, never letting people at the vet's office touch your dog, only putting it on clean areas. And you want to be careful taking your dog to places where you don't know. For example, where you don't know where dogs have been, if dogs have been there, and if those dogs are vaccinated. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you take your dog to a grassy area where lots of dogs have been, I don't want to go there with a dog that's not fully vaccinated, because I don't know what dogs have been there. I don't know what dogs pooped and threw up there. I don't know what feces my dog's going to touch with their nose and absorb and now get Parvo. So I want to take my dog to places that no dogs have been, preferably in my yard, and not out anywhere else when they're unvaccinated, when they're not fully vaccinated. So I hope this helps you. A couple main things, 2 main things that kill newborn puppies, 2 main things that kill your new puppy, 8 weeks, that brand new stage going home, and then just talking about puppies. And make sure you follow us on all platforms for everything Bulldog related, puppies, studs, everything. Hit me up if you need help, 305-393-2225. Text me, call me, hit me at my email, thebestbulls@gmail.com, on IG, on Tik, on Tube, on Rumble, on all these things. Hit us up, follow us. We put different stuff on all these different platforms to make it interesting, so stay tuned. And one thing you can see, you got all these puppies, none of the English Bulldog puppies growling each other, but only one growling is this little French Bulldog. French Bulldogs are notorious for that. They're a little bit more high-strung, a little bit more aggressive and mischievous, I would say. I like him to Pump. He's awesome. But that's just natural for Frenchies. And then you have like 7 little Bulldog puppies, and they're all just playing, Especially this big girl, she doesn't pick on them, but Pump will pick on the little one. And notice we're shooting content, but I'm always shooting content, and I just do it off my phone. The only time we use a real serious camera is for the Best Bulls episodes. I take pride in producing good episodes to help inform everyone. But the rest of the time it's just off my phone, just fly by the wire, getting content for everyone to see the puppies, share information, just also just shows that and I do a lot of video off the phone too, because I want to make sure you see what the puppies really look like, and no editing, nothing like that. Just try to get true, full transparency of the puppies. Leah, be careful. Good. People often misdiagnose as swimmer legs. Like for example, when you see a puppy like this, and its legs kick out, that's not swimmer legs. This puppy has never been on slippery floor. It's actually very good for them to see how she's getting her legs under her and she's learning. It's good to build the muscles, but it's also not good if they're staying like that. So I want to work with them, and you'll see this girl stand, and then they're building up their adductor muscles so they can stand there. They've never been on slippery 4, and they're heavy animals for their size, so that sort of kicks out. But they just turned 5 weeks. By 6-7 weeks, they will be fully good at running on slippery 4. And it's very common. But at this age, when they are able to pull their legs underneath them, it's beneficial for them. But if they can't pull their legs underneath them, it can build up bad muscle memory in the sense that you don't want them on slippery 4 if they can't get their legs under them at all. So the 4 things are common sense, good vet, relationship with an experienced person / good breeder, and then awareness. Sounds very obvious, but let me get into detail of each one. And before I go, this is one of our keepers from our Fury daughter, bred to Stuart Little. So keeping this girl. She's really calm, really sweet, and actually like a little timid, so I'm spending time with her. And then you have this girl right here who's wild, her sister, and we're going to be keeping her as well too. And she won't stay in my lap. So, and they've been this way since they were younger too. It's cool. I've known their personality, and I'll get into that a little bit later about that personality thing. But the first thing with dealing with a sick dog is common sense. And too many people, hey baby, you want to come up here? Too many people react in a way that I understand why. They act with straight emotion instead of ration. And because it's your baby, you love the dog, you're not sure how they're doing, they can't talk to you, they can't tell you how they're feeling, and then you get super scared, you overreact, you might do things that could harm a dog, you might bring a dog to a place that it's not suitable, you might do a bunch of irrational things because you were thinking emotionally. So the first thing is common sense, and be aware of what's going on, and try to diagnose to the best of your abilities. Because when you diagnose to the best of your abilities, it's going to help you following these next 2 steps. So we got common sense. Okay, let's relax first. Let's take a second, and let's go from here. Even if you have dire emergencies, like even firefighters, the best firefighters, the best medics, the best trauma surgeons, they're very calm. They can take a second, think for a second, and find out what's the best course of action. Step 2 is a good vet, and this is gonna require having previously done your homework and getting at least 1, if not 2 good vets. And I mean that because maybe one's closed, maybe one's not 24/7, but establishing a relationship with these vets, getting referrals to them, getting feedback, looking online, and just picking out a good vet. Even if you never use the vet, which hopefully you don't, you want to have a good vet that's on call, one that's for 24/7, one that's for the day, or one, obviously for both. So that's extremely important. And that being said, good vet is going to mean, it means that they understand these bulldogs. You want to make sure that they understand brachycephalic dogs. You want to make sure that they are not all about money, and they're going to diagnose your dog properly and do what's necessary and not do what's unnecessary. So vets, establishing a relationship. 3, which honestly might even be more important to deciding what you're going to do with your dog, is having a good relationship with an experienced person, hence your breeder. Wherever you get your dog from, you should if whatever you get your dog from, Golden Retriever, German Shepherd, Bulldog, whatever, you should get from an experienced person that has years of experience, done it lots of times, seen probably a lot more than you, and you could call them 24/7 and say, hey, my dog has this, my dog threw up like this is going on, this poop is going on, all this stuff, and then they can say, hey, you should do this, you should do that. And I understand the whole thing and why people freak out, because it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like if you don't do something and something bad happens to your dog, you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life. But having a breeder or a person that that's dealt with bulldogs, golden retrievers, whatever you have specifically, and has a very good experience with dogs, is going to make it so much better for your initial diagnosis. What you're going to do, they're going to give you great advice that could potentially save your dog's life, save you lots of time, save you lots of money, all kinds of things. And that's why I tell everyone that gets a puppy from me, and even people that don't get puppies from me, they call me and ask me for information. But anyone gets a puppy from me, I tell them, hey, 24/7, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., call me. If I'm awake, I'll pick up. If I'm not awake, wake me up. even if you think it's a stupid question, because I'm gonna be able to save you a lot of time and energy and heartbreak, and maybe even the dog. You know, I don't want the dog, any bad things happen to the dog. And step 4 is awareness. Awareness what your dog is doing. Because you want to know, like, for example, is the dog throwing up? How's the dog's poop? How's the dog's attitude? Is the dog eating? What's going on? Awareness as far as trying to be aware that your dog is sick beforehand, because the sicker your dog gets, the worse it is. And with dogs, it's bad. They can't tell you, I don't feel good. Sometimes, like, for example, I don't feel good. I can tell my dog, I don't feel good. And that's before I even show any symptoms. But dogs really can't. They have to show symptoms. So they might not feel good for days. And they do show symptoms, but not like, you know, they can't verbalize it. So it's important to pay attention. And if you can figure out your dog's not feeling well beforehand, it's a lot easier to treat. Your dog's immune system stronger, dog's stronger. And this is exponentially important when you're dealing with puppies, when you're dealing with older dogs, and or an already sick dog, or something of that nature. And then on top of that, just the awareness of the awareness will also prevent things from escalating as well too. And that's what I'm gonna get into a little bit later, is preventing sickness, preventing problems with other ways as well too. Like, so we don't even get to this point. But let me know what you think of these 4 points, mainly 3 and 4 is just being aware. But let me know what you think of these 4 points. If you have any comments, any questions, if you have any additions to this, any additions to the subjects, I love the feedback. I love constructive feedback. If you don't agree with something, let's talk. Friendly, no negativity. Appreciate you all. I love you all. I'm always here for you. And stay tuned for the next stuff in this episode and the rest of our videos. So prevention over treatment, super important. If we can prevent bad things from happening, sicknesses from happening, we're gonna have a better life. Dogs gonna have a better life. We're gonna be happier, healthier. Dogs gonna be happier, healthier. All those things. This I already introduced in the previous video. It's one of our keepers from a Fury daughter bred to Stuart Little, who's related to Fury and Escobar, but in a long way. But anyway, she's super nice. Let me know anything in the comments. 1 through 10, rank her. And she's gonna be one of our keepers. I'm gonna go get a new puppy, and then we're gonna get back into prevention over treatment. I'm back. Another puppy, Fury daughter bred to a Kilo daughter. Anyhow, this is called the otter hug. I call this the otter hug. What do you think about that? That's how otters hold their hands. Anyhow, we're gonna be comparing puppies later, because I have 3 different litters and 3 different size puppies, so it's pretty cool to compare them. This is a dirty little girl. We just got done feeding them. Anyhow, prevention over treatment. If you can make your dog's immune system the strongest possible, if you can keep your dog the healthiest possible, it's the same thing with humans. The dog's going to be in a lot better health. It's going to have a stronger immune system. It's going to be able to fight diseases, fight problems, and live longer, happier, and healthier. First thing I'm going to go over, and this is in no particular order. This girl's so cute. Is fasting. So we want to fast the dogs. We want to and it's the same thing with humans too. And this is how I really got into that. I wasn't doing this for the longest time. It's so much better, and I did research for the dogs too. It's so much better for the dogs. It boosts everything. It boosts different hormones, testosterone, HGH, all these different things that, you know, help improve your immune system. But fasting for dogs is extremely healthy. Oh, she's not liking it. I thought she was gonna be calm. Is extremely healthy. And good for their immune system, boosts their immune system, makes them stronger, makes them live longer. Quick little rundown fasting. What fasting does, your body is going to clean itself out, and then it's going to also start eating away fat. And then most importantly, when it's fasting, you're going to start eating away bad cells, cancerous cells, disease cells, things of that nature. It's going to release certain proteins called super proteins that kill these bad things. So just common sense, if when we fast we kill bad cells, we kill diseases, we kill cancer, and we release certain proteins that only get released during those times, it's going to make us healthier, it's going to make us live longer. There's been lots of studies, you can research it with mice, with different animals, that they live a lot longer and healthier and stronger just by fasting. So fast your dog. I have other videos on fasting, but you should be at least fasting your dog between 14 and 18 hours a day. Hey baby, we're gonna put this girl back. I'll be right back, and then we'll get into number 2. Step 2, this is the girl's sister. Let's see if she's calmer. Step 2, exercise, sun, fresh air. Exercise, sun, fresh air. Basically being outside. It's important for dogs, whatever breed, to get outside, get the sun, which is super healthy for them. If you ever had a Bulldog before, all my Bulldogs suntan. 10, 15, 5 minutes, whatever, but it's very, they like it's very natural for them. So sun, exercise. Bulldogs don't need to be run like miles like other breeds, but they need to be outside. They need to move around. Moving around is going to circulate the blood. No matter, every single mammal needs to move. Exercise. So bulldogs need to go out, do a walk, stuff like that. You don't want to stress them out where they're crazy breathing. On super hot days, it might only be 5 minutes of just getting outside 2 or 3 times a day. But it's very important. Fresh air, getting outside, getting the air. All those things release certain endorphins that help boost morale, help boost the immune system, and are really good for your immune system. These puppies are young, by the way, so they're not really liking being held yet. But this is also very important. We hold all the puppies at this young age, just so they get more and more used to, people and more and more docile. Even though they're naturally docile, these are Fury babies right here. The last 2 I had, and we're gonna be doing a video today on comparing puppies, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Step 3, which is going to go with everything, but just be very, very specific: happiness, a friend, not being lonely. Dogs can get very depressed and get sick, just like people, in that sense. So your dog being happy, and that's just going to be you trying to keep your dog happy. Bulldogs in particular, if you're going to get a Bulldog, they need companionship, and if you're not there all the time, that's fine. They sleep a lot, and if you're not there all the time, I would get them a friend, another Bulldog, another any dog. That's gonna lead to better happiness. No, mammals don't like to be left alone in the majority of the time, especially dogs. Dogs are pack animals, so they don't want to be lonely. And the happier you keep your dog, the healthier it's gonna be. This girl's not happy right now. She wants to be back with her brothers and sisters. She's not used to it. She's very young. For anything puppy related, puppies, studs, if you're interested in any of them, hit me up. I put all my tags in these videos right here. You can call me. The number's 305-393-2225. All the time. Be super aware of scammers. Scammers are everywhere. That's step 3. Let's put this girl back and let's get into step 4. Step 4. I got a Frenchie. Those of you guys don't know, this is the Pump. He's our new Frenchie stud. And if you don't know why I got a Frenchie, I am going to do a little bit of Frenchies in the future, maybe, but there's another reason why, so you got to watch other videos. Anyhow, wait, step 4, diet. Prevention over treatment, diet. And all these things are sort of connected, like happiness and stuff like that. I mean, your dog's not going to be happy if it's not eating well and all that stuff. But I like to be super specific in this because diet's extremely important. Making sure your dog's eating good foods, making sure that the fur looks good, all these things look good, because the fur is a direct correlation of the diet lots of times. Also, big thing, and yes, I'm talking to you people that like to feed your dog too much, yes, you, is overweight dogs. Overweight dogs are extremely, it's very unhealthy, especially for Bulldogs. They're a stout dog, and you're just putting more pressure on everything, on the joints, on their heart, on everything. Do not overfeed your dog. Standard measurement for adult dogs is 1 cup of food per 30 pounds, okay? And if your dog is 60 pounds because it's 20 pounds overweight, it's not 2 cups of food. So overweight, feeding, proper nutrition, super important. Make sure you watch make sure you subscribe to the Best Bulls Ranch right here at this channel on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to it. We have tons of feeding videos, tons of information on Bulldogs, for everything mini and micro Bulldog related, and now Frenchie related, informational, educational content. Make sure you give us a like, a follow, all that stuff on all other platforms. And step 5 of prevention over treatment is aware. And I cheat and use this as an extra step on pretty much everything, but just be aware. The more aware you are of everything going on with your dog, the more attention you pay, the better chances your dog has. Oh, sorry, look in the microphone. The better chances your dog has of being healthy. Be aware of how your dog's poop looks, and make sure it's solid. That's one tell of your dog's health. If your dog's not healthy, it will start to decline, and everything else can happen. Be aware of how your dog's feeling. Prevention. Even though if you notice your dog's feeling a little down, you didn't prevent it fully, but you can prevent it. You can prevent the sickness or the bad thing from happening to a degree where it gets harder and harder to deal with. So being aware of the fur, what they looks like, being aware of their eyes, being aware of their movement, being aware of their attitude, being aware of what the dog's eating, being aware of how they're acting. One little thing that your dog does abnormal is a sign. 2 little things that your dog does abnormal, huge clue. 3 little things that your dog does abnormal in one day, most likely there's something matter with your dog. And even, I mean, normally 1. I can tell you one thing. I mean, I can tell if I know my dog does this all the time, that dog eats this all the time, does this, and then it doesn't, something's up. And then I immediately, eyes on the dog, let's see what happened, let's dissect this. So awareness is huge. And I fully believe in prevention over treatment. Too often people want to, get an overweight dog and then treat it for some kind of, overweight pills or something crazy like that. I think it's crazy. And if I'm offending you, I'm super sorry. In my opinion, I think it's crazy. Just prevent the bad things from happening to begin with. Pay attention, and statistically speaking, you will prevent and a lot more. Your dog will be happier, healthier, everything. You will be too. Say hi to Da Pump, and I appreciate you for watching. So as you can see, we have, I said 3 different ages, but we have 4 puppies. And let's show them real quick, okay? I'm gonna put a couple down because I don't want to drop any. So we have 8-week and 6-week. Now, depending on the puppy, depending on the line, depending on the parents, depending on everything, will dictate when that puppy pops. Popping is when the puppy sort of turns into a bulldog. I wish I had little baby bulldogs. I'll show some right now over this that I don't have. But when they're babies, they look like little larvae, little hamsters. 6 weeks old, they get some rolls. They start looking really good. And depending on the line, this is a milkman daughter right here. Super, super nice. Now, I'm saying rolls, maybe your dog, maybe if you have puppies or you get a puppy, you'll never have rolls like this because it's not from the same kind of line, but they start turning into bulldogs around 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks, depending on the puppy, depending on the line, depending on everything. So that's 6 weeks. 8 weeks, this little shy girl right here, Fury daughter, a lot bigger, even thicker, super, super cute, rolls, ropes established, and you really see a lot of things that come into play that, this is gonna that are gonna show what this dog's gonna look like at older ages, when it's adult. Before 5 weeks, it's harder if you're not experienced, and it just depends on the dog. But majority of the time, 5 weeks and up is when the dog really molds into what it's gonna look like. But I'll give you an exception to this because, so now, what did I say? We have 8, 6, and 5. These are 5-week-old puppies. This is my 5-week-old keeper girl off of Fury. And there's a couple of reasons why this 5-week-old puppy, they're 2 days apart, looks a lot different than this 5-week-old puppy. This 5-week-old puppy is still not popped yet, still in that larva stage, and there's a reason for it. 1, they're 2 different dogs. 2, this dog is from Fury. That dog is from Stuart Little. Stuart Little is a stud that we use because we're bringing in new blood. I love him, looks amazing. Owned by Banksy. Check him out on IG. But anyhow, I'm not sure how his puppies develop. I know Escobar's puppies develop a little bit slower, like that, and they don't pop until around 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. Fury puppies tend to pop a lot earlier. This girl she's already bulldog, looking, and she's just gonna get better. This boy right here, grab by the scruff, please. Grab by the scruff, and then him here. This dog right here is very small, and he has not popped yet. My daughter, Leah, come here. Come sit in my lap. Come here. You see the puppy? I'll let you hold the puppy. Come here. Come sit in my lap. This is my daughter. If you've been watching the Best Bulls channel long enough, you know her. She's been growing up with us. Oh, come here, baby. Look at the puppy. So this is a Stuart Little puppy, 5 weeks old, same age, only 2 days different from the other one, but still hasn't popped, still in that larva stage. And this is why a lot of times, no, we gotta be careful, baby. He's still very delicate. This is why a lot of times I don't show them when they're really young, because it's hard for an inexperienced person to really understand what the dog's gonna look like, versus in about a week or 2, that boy is gonna get the rolls and the thickness like this girl. And notice how I told Sarah, pick up by the scruff. Safest way to hand a dog with one hand, or to grab a dog with one hand, is by the scruff. A puppy. Don't pick them up with one hand like this, but they roll you on the other hand. 2 hands on the puppy, 1 hand here. I always talk about that. It's like 80th time I talk about it. Leah, be nice to her. But that's comparing puppies. Let me know what you think in the comments about the puppies, different ages, different sizes. What's your favorite age? My favorite age is, honestly, 2 years, when they're fully developed. That's when a bulldog normally is full thickness, full developed. But I still love 6 week, 5 week, and 8 weeks my daughter has right there. Leah, let me see. I'll let her have it. She'll get mad. They're super cute. Out of the 4 puppies I showed, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The big girl. What's your favorite one? Leah, can you bring her to me? Come here, babe. Come here, Leah. Come here. Run to me. She'll come. Come here. Yeah, she'll come. This is number 4 right here. She's super cute. This is our keeper too. We got to figure out names. Let me know names in the comments. Once again, thanks for watching The Best Bulls Ranch Season 2, Episode 29. We're trying to pack it with as much informational, educational content as possible. Puppies, studs, all that stuff. If you have any recommendations, please leave a message down below, comment down below. Hit me up in my emails, thebestbulls@gmail.com. Text me 305-393-2225. And I really appreciate your support. Love you all. Thank you so much. Again, watch out for scammers. Scammers are everywhere. Never send money to anyone or in anything in the dog world, especially if they're pressuring you. Make sure you FaceTime. Make sure you see the person's face. Make sure you see the dogs. And you should never feel like a bother to anybody, especially if you think you're talking to me. You're never bothering me. I'm never going to be rude. I'm never going to be aggressive. Never going to demand money. Nothing like that. So be extremely careful of scammers. But we have so much more good stuff coming. Puppies, informational, everything. You get to see the puppies grow up. We're going to stay up to date on the Best Bulls Ranch episodes. So make sure you subscribe. Click the like and subscribe down below. And stay tuned for next week. Welcome to the Best Bulls Ranch. My name is Jason Soares. Episode 30, Season 2, Breeding Excellence, the truth about quality, production, and silencing the haters. Also, make sure you stay tuned for the full video. We have comparing puppies, French and English Bulldog comparison. We got going over Bulldog rashes. We got the Best Bulls, the champ. We got a lot more, so make sure you stay tuned.